Welcome into the Breaux Show. I am Rob Breaux. You are the co-host. I am the host. You can co-host today by commenting down below, hitting that like and subscribe button, doing everything a great YouTube audience does, because that's what you are, a great YouTube audience. You can also be listening on Facebook. Welcome in. If you're on Twitter, I cannot see your comments. I love you watching on Twitter. Great interaction there. But get over to YouTube, get over to Facebook, my personal Facebook page, the YouTube channel for the Gambling Gauchos, at Gambling Gauchos. You can get in and comment away. I want you to bring your own power rankings today. Power rank something and tell me what's your power ranking. I will react to your power rankings. I'll also power rank a few things today as well. Calvin already getting in. Power ranking future Big 12 states based on where you'd want to live. He goes 1 Utah, 2 Colorado, 3 Arizona, 4 Washington because of Gonzaga. I'm a weirdo. Let's go 5. And again, I'm a weirdo. I would go Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Utah, Washington. I would choose Colorado. I love Colorado. Love it. But I don't love the snow and ice. So I'm out like for 6 months of the year. And I don't mind the extreme heat. If it's dry heat like Arizona, like Lubbock, I don't mind it. Now I'll be inside a lot, but 104 doesn't scare me for an hour or two outside. Now, 5, 6, 7 hours outside? Okay, that's a little difficult, but if I'm just out and about for a little bit, I don't mind the Arizona heat. And like everyone in Arizona has swimming pools. So, and gravel. You don't have to mow your lawn in Arizona. There is no lawn. You just have a gravel front yard or a desert scape. Big Hen says, Rob, you're handsome and I love you. Go ahead and have a day. You're more handsome. I love you too. Big Hen, you have a day. All right, let's get into some power rankings and talk. We're going to talk the Texas Rangers today. First off, we'll power rank the top 5 teams. Number 5, the Baltimore Orioles. 37-22, just outside the top 5. Teams like the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers. But we'll go Orioles just outside the top 5. Couldn't keep up with the Rangers a couple of weeks ago. Then we'll go Houston Astros at number 4. They are soaring up. Lost last night. Number 3, the Atlanta Braves. A little bit down right now, a little injured, but it's holding steady. I would probably put the Astros at number 3 pretty soon. Number 2, this could be controversial, the Tampa Bay Rays. And yes, that means number 1 in the world, the Texas Rangers. I'm going to read you some writings from other power rankings. This one from Bleacher Report. They also had the Texas Rangers at number 1. There's a new number 1, and it's well-deserved for the Rangers team that leads the majors in runs scored, 376. A run differential of plus 152. This is before last night. And the game before this is 2 days ago. While also ranking among the leaders in OPS, team ERA, starters ERA, in which they're second. Second baseman Marcus Semien ranks second in all of baseball with a 3.3 WAR in 58 games. You're now 60 games into the season. The Texas Rangers are 40-20. It's been a month since the season started. It's been a month since the Rangers lost 2 in a row. I just made up words there. This is from The Athletic. they had the Rangers at 2. It's been more than that since they've lost 2 in a row to the same team. The last team to claim a series against them was the Braves nearly 3 weeks ago. Texas owns the best run differential in the game and the second best record. The only team with more wins awaits later this week. After 3 games against the Rays in Florida, it's possible we'll have a new number 1 next Monday. That Rays-Rangers series is going to tell you a lot about both teams. It'll tell you less about the Rays. It'll tell you a whole lot about the Rangers because people are still saying, well, the Rangers are only good because they're playing bad teams. Well, they're playing the Rays this weekend. They're playing the Astros at the end of the month. They also play Toronto, who's in the top 10, in between the Angels and Chicago and the White Sox. They also play the Yankees this month. I mean, this is a good schedule coming up to really see if the Rangers are what they are. I'm going to go ahead and put them at 1 because I'm a homer. But otherwise, they actually deserve it. Here's this from Evan Grant. The Rangers are 40-20 with 386 runs and a plus 155 run differential. They're the 5th team since 1901 to win at least 2/3 of their first 60 games, score 350 runs, and have a run differential of plus 150. The others, the 1929 A's, they won the World Series. The 1892 Giants, they won the NL. The 39 Yankees, they won the World Series. And the 27 Yankees, they won the World Series. 1929, 1927, 1939, and 1892. That's the kind of historical production you're having. Nobody in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, or yet in this decade has done what the Texas Rangers are doing offensively, defensively, and winning. Now, a lot of teams have won 40 of their first 60. I'm sure a lot of teams have scored 350 runs. And a lot of teams have had a run differential of plus 150. But only the Texas Rangers since 1939 have done all 3 in the same start. This is no longer just a historical start for the Texas Rangers. This is a start for baseball that is incredibly good. Incredibly good. All right, I do want to go back to the Super Regional real quick and comment. The last time we talked on Monday about Texas Tech baseball, we talked about they didn't lose on purpose. I think that goes to even further implementing my thought process that they lost the next day. You don't lose on purpose if you lose the next day. And plus, people talked about, well, you didn't throw your high leverage guy. That's why you lost. Brandon Beckel, high leverage guy, didn't get it done. That's the way baseball goes. Is it frustrating? Yes. Was that a frustrating finish to a season that looked like it was going to be better? Yes. Somebody commented on our Gable and Gaucho's video the other day. It's okay to say the team underachieved. I don't think they did. Getting to a regional as a freshman-heavy team is not underachieving. Did you underachieve to Texas Tech standards? I don't know. What is Texas Tech's standard? Omaha? Because that's a ridiculous standard. 7 straight postseasons is a pretty damn high standard. Very few teams can boast on Twitter that they went to 7 straight regionals. And they've only lost game 1 of those regionals once. They went to the regional final. They've never not been to a regional final game in 7 seasons. Go back to 9 seasons. You've only missed a regional once. You've hosted all but 3. I mean, you're just on a ridiculous tear. It feels like they underachieved, but I don't think they did. If they do the same thing next year and have the same core, okay, maybe you underachieved. I think Super Regional is a solid expectation next year. But third base, first-year starter. First base, first-year starter. Shortstop, should have been in high school, regardless of who you say played there. Catcher on Saturdays, first-year starter. Freshman. Right field or center field, depending on when Dylan Carter was hurt. First-year starter. Vuletic, first-year starter as a full-year starter. DH, in and out. Starting pitching, your rotation gets hurt and blown up the very first weekend. Like, just go back and look at all of it. It wasn't an underachievement. It was an achievement. Chase says, I ain't mad. They had a good season for what this team is. I agree. Calvin says, weird how in back-to-back years their bats go silent in Southern regional sites. Getting a top 16 seed and even probably a top 8 seed is so imperative so you can stay in Lubbock. I agree. I would love to go west at some point in a regional just to see, or at least not in Florida or Georgia. Maybe stay in Texas somehow. But yeah, those are tough places to play. And the wind was blowing in for no reason at all in Florida when it blows out all year long. Okay. Florida is damn good and had a solid 32 pitchers at least. Now, their same 3 bullpen arms through all weekend. That would be really nice to have, especially if you can have starters that go 80, 90 pitches in 7 or 8 innings. It just doesn't seem like you've had that in the last couple of years. You have had it. And yes, Tim Tadlock's leash is historically short for starters. But I would love to see Mason Molina stretch out to 80 or 90 next year in every start, even when he's struggling early, so he can be there in a regional final and pitch 90 pitches or 100 pitches like some of these starters do in other teams. I am jealous of that. Do you think any of the new Big 12 teams could improve in baseball? UCF seems like a good location. Can they improve in baseball because they're in the Big 12? Yes. Their RPI will jump just because they're in the Big 12. So there's part of it. That is improving. Will they recruit better? I don't know. Baseball is so weird in that you have so many options. In basketball, if you want to win a championship, that seems to be a good goal. But in baseball, I don't know how many guys go to college baseball just to win a championship. I really don't, because it's so focused on getting to the next level. And I know college basketball is looked at that way, but there are 14 guys that are going to get drafted in the lottery in college basketball that really matter in the draft. In baseball, there's 15 rounds that really matter. So, will they recruit better? I don't know. I think there's so many options beyond even the Power 4 or the Power 5, whatever you want to call it in baseball. And then even beyond those, schools that are open to the NCAA championship we're part of right now, going to Omaha or super regionals, there's also junior colleges and everything else that go on and get a lot of really good talent. So do you get better talent just because you're in the Big 12? That'll be a really good thing to look at. That'll be a fun thing to see. I think the football teams have an opportunity to get better. I think the basketball teams certainly have an opportunity to get better. People want to play in the Big 12. Will the baseball teams get better? I don't know. Has Kansas gotten better in baseball? Has Kansas State? They got better this year. TCU certainly just stole every Big 12 team's best transfer, and they got really good again. Alex says, good morning, handsome. Good morning, Alex. You're handsome as well. And a gentleman and a scholar. The starter says, well, then Tech is going to have to upgrade our non-con for RPI. Okay, about that. If Big 12 baseball just adds 3 conference series, guess what happens? The RPI improves. If you just add more, there you go. Look, boom. See? Right here's your conference schedule. Open your RPI. This is all non-con over here. Non-con conference. Look. Just make more conference games. I don't know what that analogy was supposed to be. But if you add more non-conference games, you still don't know if you're going to be good. Like, let's say you add Dallas Baptist. Well, Dallas Baptist could suck next year and kill your RPI. Let's say you played more Power 5 teams. What's the easiest way to play more Power 5 teams? Well, you're going to have 14 teams playing baseball in the Big 12 next year. Sorry, 13. 13 teams. You could potentially have 15 teams in a couple of years. Nope, Colorado doesn't play baseball. You could potentially have 14 teams in a couple of years playing baseball. Play 13 conference scheduled games. 13 series. If you want to play 12 conference series, take those teams that aren't going to play each other and play a round robin in Arlington that's a Big 12 special, or at Hodgetown in Amarillo. Play a Big 12 round robin opening weekend. That'll fix your RPI. Why is the SEC RPI good? Because they play so many SEC games. It's all SEC games. Colorado can play Iowa State in baseball, yes. 14 is generous in the lottery because of the European players. You're right. There's probably 10 spots for college basketball players to really go and be automatic players. Now, you have some second-round guys that have gone on to have great careers, like Kawhi Leonard from college basketball here in the States, but you don't know. Rob, what is one of the new Big 12 teams you're excited to see the most and why? In football, it's UCF. I think UCF has been a team that's risen to expectations over the last decade. I really do expect them to be good. In basketball, I'm really, really, really intrigued to see Cincinnati. After talking to the Cincinnati guys, they think that they're going to come in and be really good at basketball pretty much immediately. I would like to see if that's the case. And then overall, BYU. I know who Houston is. I'm not really excited to see them in, even though I think they'll be a good rivalry for Texas Tech in football and baseball for that matter, and basketball for that matter. I think they'll be a really good all the way around rivalry. But BYU, going to BYU, I think will be really fun. Going to Provo, that trip to Provo will be really fun, especially if you don't have to be there much in the snow, which, as I already said, I don't like the snow. Houston is a commuter school and always will be. Yeah, well, so is UCF. But they're both coming to the Big 12, and they're both big boys now. If you're just joining, I see the audience growing a little bit. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're ultimately trying to be at 1,000 subscribers. It would all help if you guys could share this video, like it, subscribe to it, comment on it so it helps the algorithm. You know how to do it. After we go off the air, go back and comment a couple of times. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. UCF has the best potential with the state they can recruit in, yet to see if they actually have donors to compete facility or NIL wise. Yeah, again, being in the Big 12, and again, for UCF, they're so young. We talk about Texas Tech being young, being a young program. Well, that's young compared to A&M. UCF is young compared to Texas Tech. So we'll have to see what they can do, in 5, 10, 15, 20 years as their big money donors come of age. They may not be able to do it right now, but I guarantee you they'll be able to do it in 10 years. Over under date when McCaslin names the rest of his coaches. Over under date. Let's just go. When does school start? August? September? I mean, August 15th. He'll name his all the coaches will be named by August 15th. Yeah, their big money donors are 28. Yeah. I mean, they'll grow up into it. Texas high schools have nicer stadiums than UCF. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things they need to do. But the bounce house is, don't knock the bounce house. It's a really good atmosphere. Is it huge? No. Is it spectacular? No. But is the atmosphere great? Yes. What happens first? Colorado announcing they come to the Big 12 or McCaslin announcing a staff? Colorado announcing they come to the Big 12 will happen first. I think that happens in June. Will Texas Tech play Texas and Oklahoma in baseball next year? I hope so. They'll be around still. That will be their final year in the Big 12. That will be their final sport in the Big 12. I would love for the Big 12 to do a full conference schedule and have 12 weekends of conference baseball. I don't know if coaches want to do that. I don't know if ADs want to do that. It certainly would benefit you and your RPI to have Power 5 competition all the way through. Now, some of those teams won't be good, but they'll be playing the good teams, which will in turn help their RPI, which will in turn, if you can get in that vacuum like you do, let's say in the SEC, if you can get in that vacuum, the RPI vacuum, that helps you. Does Colorado coming to the Big 12 help sway Oregon or Washington at all? No, not at all. They are absolutely 100% waiting for the Big 10. I was going to rank Pop-Tart flavors. Somebody's been saying frozen Pop-Tarts are legit. Was that Big Hen? Has anybody else in this comment section had frozen Pop-Tarts? Because that's something I need to try. But power ranking Pop-Tart flavors in honor of the Pop-Tart Bowl. Brown sugar cinnamon. S'more. chocolate fudge. That's all I eat. I don't like the fruity ones. Somebody saying wild berry. I don't like the fruity Pop-Tarts. Is what it is. All right, that's all I have this morning. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Big Hen does need help. Frozen Pop-Tarts doesn't sound good. Nathan, you didn't miss the show. It lives on forever inside of you. You can also watch it repeat on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. Thank you for being here at the end, though. All right, that's all I got. I don't know why I just waved. Hey, see you later. Yeah, well, we're going. Yeah, it's over. Bye. I feel like I'm on a 90s TV show for kids. All right. I'll be Rob. We'll see you later.